Prashant Paroda is Portfolio Manager, Emerging Markets at Allspring Global Investments. Prashant, good morning. Great to have you with us here. Actually, late evening to you, right? Prashant, quick word on the sentiment here in India. I don't know if you have a firm view on whether the 50% tariff, the 25%, which takes it to 50, gets resolved in this 20-day period. Do you believe it will happen? Some see hardening of positions, others see, well, eventually it will get done. When I say eventually, in this 20-day period. And of course, sentiment during the course till it happens remains weak. How are you looking at things, Prashant?
Yeah, I think the Indian market's been weak, especially because of the 50% tariff number. That seems a little too high given where all the other countries are placed today. I think if you look forward, we have President Trump meeting President Putin on August 15th. And we still have some time before this 20-day period kind of comes in. So I remain optimistic that something will move. It might actually happen on August 15th during Russia and US negotiations. But it seems like a pretty high price to pay today.
Prashant, what about the US markets? Do you think a 50 basis points rate cut is coming in September?
Yes, I think some rate cut is definitely come into the picture, especially after today's announcement of the CPI numbers. They were not as high as expected. So if we look forward, the Fed has a dual mandate on employment and inflation. And if inflation kind of continues to hover around these numbers that it is today, and employment numbers, you were talking about the revision that happened was pretty bad in the last revision cycle. So I think the Fed will weigh towards employment, and we would expect either a 25 or a 50 basis points rate cut.
Hi, Prashant. Good to see you again. What about the Indian markets, though? You know, such a stark underperformance. Do you think we have good reason to believe that maybe, in fact, we're closer to the lower end of the range? At one point of time, we were leading the way. We've entirely given up that underperformance. Do you think it's time for us to catch up a little bit, going by the global market buoyancy?
Yes, I think definitely there's room for Indian market to move up. People will eagerly await what happens over the next few days with Russia, Ukraine, and also I think there's still time for the Indian government to talk to US and figure out a deal from the secondary tariff picture. So if we move back from 50% to 25, which was the base case there, that will give some sort of relief rally to a lot of these names.
You know, another factor, Prashant, that I know you look at some of this stuff closely, I put this out yesterday, just something to think about, right? Which is the lack of AI plays in India, and especially at a time like this, because you know, market goes through fads and fancies, and the number one fad and fancy, which it has been for the last 6 months, AI, and you don't have very many core AI plays here. Is that a bit of a factor? Does that come up in conversations at all?
Yes, India is kind of missing out on the AI factor, especially, and I know Perplexity did a deal with Bharti to get their Chrome kind of competitor on Bharti network. So maybe with time, there'll be some sort of plays emerging. But today, when you look at the AI landscape, it's basically the US markets and a little bit of Taiwan and Korea that people can play with. So it's limited choices today with regards to AI in India, which, I mean, if AI factor is going to peak out might even help the Indian markets on that side. But today, I think India is definitely missing on the AI picture.
Prashant, we'll leave it there. Good speaking with you as always. Thank you very much for joining us here on CNBC TV18. Appreciate it.